Brought to you once again by Immacity and Safra Digital Media Club. As mentioned, we are an approved WSQ approved training organization, IBF accredited as well, and NTUC UTEP. So if you are interested in other digital marketing programs at Immacity, please do visit our website. Over here at Safra Digital Media Club, it's a network with digital media professionals, as I mentioned earlier, for sharing their knowledge as well as their experience. You can get your hands on social media trends and harness new media skill sets. You can also learn content creation from industry experts. So you can enjoy exclusive benefits and discount on partners, products, and services here at Safra Media Club and Safra Photography Club. Scan the QR code that you see on screen to find out more. Today's talk is also sponsored by Vivify. Yes. So Vivify is our partner, as I mentioned, and if you you can actually enjoy their share plan at just $35. Usual price $40 for the first 6 months. So if you're interested, you can use the promo code Immacity when you check out. Scan the QR code as you see on the screen here. I'll leave this up for a moment so that you can do just that. So Vivify is an MVNO utilizing the best network provider in Singapore, and you can enjoy 180 gig contact-free mobile plans at low cost and share it with your loved ones at just $6 per additional line. Find out more at www.vivify.me. So looking at the number of attendees today, yes, we've got more than 30 so far. If you want to invite your friends to join in, feel free. Or you can catch us on Facebook at Immacity Live right now. Okay, without, I think we can start. If you're all ready, settle in. I hope all of you have had your dinner, all right? Throughout the this little workshop, feel free to ask me any questions. I will try to ask at appropriate times. If not, then I'll take your questions and I'm trying to answer that at the end of today's workshop. Let me introduce myself a little more. I'm a freelance marketing consultant. I'm also an associate lecturer here at Immacity. I teach 2 programs here, 2 modules. One is content creation strategy, and the other is social media management. I've been in the marketing field for almost 30 years now. And these are the areas that I've worked in. I've been lucky to work in quite a number of different marketing areas. So anything from branding, corporate communications, PR, advertising, copywriting, graphic design, audio-visual production, events is also considered marketing, and this thing called employer branding. Because not only are we as marketers promoting our brands, products, and services, in a way, we are also promoting our brand as a great place to work in, correct? Yes. And here are my educational qualifications. Here are companies that I've worked in and worked for. So half of them would be my full-time positions, and the other half would be my clients, past, present, and as you can see, a whole different range of industries that I've gone into. Everything from retail, such as Takashimaya, Power Records, Yuhua, to events like in Sentosa, at Pico, to social enterprise like Dimension Singapore, luxury goods like Tiffany, heavy industry like Caterpillar and Sedolin, medical, Atlas Eye, and education, Mindchamps. By the way, I've worked in Mindchamps for the longest time, 10 years as a full-time staff, And when I joined MindChamps, it wasn't called MindChamps, it was called something. And I helped to rebrand. I came up with the name MindChamps, and MindChamps today is one of the leading preschools in Singapore as well as the region. All right, let's begin with our topic proper, okay? So social media organic reach is in decline and what you can do about it. So let's have a look at what's in store tonight. First of all, I'll touch on how social media algorithms work. Yes, there's some artificial intelligence going on behind how social media looks at, the performance of your content, your ads. And in a way, they want to rank you, comparing your content with your competitors. I will also be covering paid versus organic content. The impact of privacy laws, very important, especially for individual consumers. Plus, how to improve your organic reach and keeping track of future algorithm changes. So this is something that will not remain still. It will always change because of the way technology advances, becomes more intelligent, and the way how social media platforms want to do their best to give the right answers and solutions to people like you and me who use social media. Okay, and then after that, I'll take questions from you guys. But hey, let's start off with a definition. What is social media? We take it for granted, right? Yeah, if I ask you what social media, you would say, yeah, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. But there are a few on the that are a bit gray. But let's have a proper definition so that we are all on the same page. Okay, so I look at 3 criteria. Number 1, anything that is web-based, meaning the internet. So it has to be via the internet. If you can access it outside of the internet, then it's not. Or you can't access it on the internet, right? So that's 1. Then the other criteria is that it's a communication network. A network meaning more than one person, of course, probably more than 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. It's a big group of people being able to communicate to and fro and collaborate, which brings me to the 3rd criteria. Any network that allows users to share content with each other and participate in mass collaboration. And when I'm talking about networks, I'm not only talking about social media, I'm also talking about websites and apps. Social media, by the way, can be an app, can be a website. All right, so I mentioned just now Facebook, Instagram, but of course, you guys know LinkedIn and Twitter and even TikTok, right? So these are the main social media and are recognized as such, but also considered as social media are YouTube, WhatsApp, Reddit. Okay, let's look at each of them. YouTube. You go there to watch videos. YouTube has 2 functions actually. Number 1, it's a search engine. Yes, it's like Google, but with videos. And I'm sure you know, right? YouTube is owned by Google. Google is the world's number 1 search engine. YouTube's the world's number 2 search engine. So imagine that. And umbrella company used to be called Google. It's now called Alphabet. So Alphabet owns the top 2 search engines in the world. Speaking of Google, don't be misled. Google is not social media. Okay, Google is just a search engine. It's not social media. YouTube is search engine and social media. Because on YouTube, you can also collaborate, right? Because if you look below every YouTube post, you would see comments from the audience and people can discuss with each other as well. So YouTube is considered social media. What about WhatsApp? WhatsApp meets the 3 criteria because it's web-based. You have to be on the internet to get into WhatsApp. It's also a communication network. And if you create WhatsApp chat groups, your group size can be large. And it also allows for collaboration. And then we have Reddit. You guys know what Reddit is, right? So Reddit's probably the world's #1 forum. So it's a website, it's a forum. It has so many topics there. Okay. And you may think forums are not social media. They are. Because people have to go there online, right? And then it's a network and you can collaborate. So you can post something and then start a discussion with everybody. Over here in Singapore, I would think that Singapore Hardware Zone is one of the more popular forums in Singapore. It's a social media too. Now, let us look at those which are not social media. SMS. Yes. You know why? Because you can use SMS outside of the internet. If you've got a 3G, 4G, 5G plan with a telco, not only can you make calls, right? You can use SMS. So SMS is independent of the internet. What about email? Email, you have to use internet. It's you can share content, but it's not really meant for mass collaboration. Yeah, you can form a group and send to a group of people, but in terms of it being simultaneous and all that, it's not as efficient as, let's say, WhatsApp chat groups. Okay, so let's all be on the same page about this. You may find people saying different things about the different social media, but over here, this is how I would like to look at it. Now, it's for me to ask you a question. Are you on social media? And what do you use them for? All right. So I want all of you, if you could, please take your phone camera and scan this QR code, or you can type in this website address, www.menti.com, and enter this 4-digit number. So over there, you will be asked this question, and you have, I believe, 3 or 4 choices to choose from, and then you just select the one that is applicable to you. Good knowledge for me and also good knowledge for everyone, because I'll be sharing the results. Are you on social media and what do you use them for? Personal use or business? All right, so I'll give you guys just a minute to do this. It's quite fast. So I'll leave this up for a while. And then in a while, I will go to the website and then we can have a look at your scores. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing this screen now. Have you all screen grabbed the QR code? Take a note of the, I'll tell you what, I can type in in the chat for you guys, www. Those of you who are not able to access the QR code, and you can type in this code into the menti.com so that you can take part in this little quick survey. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to stop sharing now and just give me a moment while I open up that website. All right, so you have 3 choices there. The first one is yes, you use social media for work. The second one is yes, you use it only for personal purpose. And the other one, no, you don't use social media at all. Okay, so I'm just going to give you guys a few more seconds, and then I'll share screen, and then we can all see the results. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so all of you can see this. These are your selections. So as you can see, 3 of you do not use social media at all. That's fine. That's why you're here, right? So you get to know more about social media and how to make use of them. 8 of you use them only for personal purposes. And 7 of you use it for work. I didn't give you another choice where you use for both work and personal. I believe if you use for work, I'm sure you use it for personal as well. But sometimes you need to check, whether as an individual or as a representative of your brand or your company, correct? Okay, so this is good for me to know and good for everyone here to know as well, whether you're on social media and what you do with them. Okay, I'm going to stop share and I'm coming back to the slide presentation. Now, let's have a look at the state of social media in Singapore. So I managed to get some research findings as of February this year. This is a survey done by We Are Social and Hootsuite. If you see at the bottom right corner, these are the two companies that work together to come up with this survey research, which is very useful for marketers and for anyone interested in social media. So over here, we can see Singapore-based results as of February this year. So 5.92 million citizens population. Okay, so that's gone up, I believe, since the previous year or so. Okay, so in terms of cellular connections, in terms of internet users, you can see the numbers there, right? So Singapore is definitely a developed country. Right? Most of the population are on not only on the internet but on social media. So if you look at the last figures there on the right, so it's 5.3 million, which is 89.5% of Singapore's population are active social media users. That's quite a lot, actually. Digital growth, change in the use of connected devices and services over time. Take note that, past 2 years, COVID has been around and a lot of us have worked from home. In fact, things are opening up again, which is great, and most people are back in the office. But you can see from the previous year to this year, total population went up. Okay, mobile connections went up, internet users went up. But look at social media users, plus 6.9%. Year-on-year change. So that's a significant amount. So it goes to show that maybe since we all had to stay home, our focus is not on the TV or the radio, it's on the internet and social media. So the market is there. So if you are asking yourself whether you should be on social media for your company, you should. And the numbers are showing that it is worthwhile to do so. Let's have a look at the breakdown of the time spent with different kinds of media. So that's a good thing about this survey. It covers quite a lot of different aspects of life with digital media. So they looked at internet users between the ages of 16 to 64. Why 16? You can say that this is the age where people or young people are becoming consumers, right? They have pocket money, they save, so they can start to spend all the way to about 64, right? So these are the group that was surveyed. 7 hours and 29 minutes a day on the internet. It's a lot. Okay, then you can look at TV, radio, music streaming. But I want you all to focus on social media, which is this one I'm highlighting now. So that's 2 hours, 31 minutes. And compared to the previous year, increased by 10.2%. 14 minutes more than the previous year. So that's, that picks up a lot of your daily time, right? So if you are a brand and if you want to reach out to customers, this would be good news for you. And then the rest, not really relevant, but also good to know. Okay. Overview. Now let's just focus on social media itself. Number of social media users, 5.3 million, as you already know. Year-on-year change, it went up. Time spent, we saw that. Year-on-year change in time spent went up. Yes, we saw that as well. Average number of social platforms. So each month, on average, each person in Singapore access 7.5 different social media. Yeah, just ask yourself, I'm sure most of you have, for those of you who are on social media, you definitely have more than one, right? And not only that, If you go to certain websites, like your forums and all that, those are social media. That's why that number is quite large, 7.5. Okay. Social media users versus population age 13 plus, 103%. Okay, as you can see, these are other nice figures to know about. And gender ones, males and females equal, right? So it's not like one gender is more crazy about social media. It's equal down the line. All right, so here is another good finding result. The most used social media platforms in Singapore. Now, if you look at this big starburst, the previous year, they included YouTube. Remember, I mentioned YouTube is a social media, and it was number one actually. But this year, they decided not to include YouTube. It's probably a different way of looking at things. Now, in the previous year, as I mentioned, YouTube is number one. But if you just put YouTube aside, WhatsApp is number one in Singapore, followed by Facebook, Instagram, Telegram. Yeah, how many of you are on Telegram? There was a big hoo-ha about privacy problems with WhatsApp, and there was a migration, if you guys know this, last year. Then even Singapore government is also on Telegram. That's why it's rising. And then Messenger, which is part of Facebook, 46.6. TikTok, I remember the previous year was probably 3 or 4 positions lower. So it has gone up, 44.3. Maybe more for the younger crowd, right? So they like to showcase their dancing, their singing for that short amount of time on video. And then after that, we have LinkedIn, which is mainly a business-to-business networking platform. Twitter, WeChat, Pinterest, so on and so forth. So I would still put YouTube as number one, although they did not utilize it in the survey, followed by WhatsApp, and then Facebook, Instagram, and all the other big boys. What about the time spent using social media? So we have 5 here, and these are 5 of the more popular ones. So YouTube, 20.8 hours a month, okay, increased by 5%. WhatsApp went down 17 hours a month. Facebook 18.2 went down 2%. Instagram surprisingly went down 9%. TikTok 74%. Yeah. So a lot of new users have been tempted by TikTok. Okay. Now, whether or not it's an effective marketing channel remains to be seen. I feel that a lot of companies are jumping on the bandwagon. Yes, TikTok is great for capturing attention, but maybe not as good for retaining audiences. So normally, the strategy that brands use for TikTok is they will use it to attract attention, but they direct or redirect the followers to their other social media or to their website. Types of social media accounts followed. So if you are a brand, you want to know, for individuals in Singapore, who do they follow? Yeah, as expected, most people just follow their friends and their family or people that they know. That's almost half. Then followed by anything food related, right? Singapore is a big thing. So restaurants, chefs, foodies, influencers. Yeah, that's the next big one. Then we come to TV shows or channels because entertainment is important, followed by actors, comedians, and performers, entertainment and memes, influencers and experts, bands, singers and musicians, and now come the brands. Not the highest, So the brands that they buy from, brands that they're researching, somewhere in the middle. So not as high as what we'd like it to be, right? If you want to get the word out there that you exist, number one, that you are selling certain products and services. Now, for individuals, when you're using or when you're finding more about brands, what do they use? Number one, search engine. Okay, you can bet your dollar that majority use Google since the number one. I think far and away is the number one. The rest may use the lesser known search engines. After that comes word of mouth. So it's still quite important, word of mouth. Then online retail site. So it also shows that your website is very important. If you don't have a website, you can't be found. Then comes social media ads. So that's why I'm pointing out here on red arrow. Since we're talking about social media today, advertisements via social media, still one of the main ways for people to discover about your brand. And further down, something else, social media comments. So comments not only from the companies themselves, but comments from the audience. So they may see something, a post put up by a certain brand, and they will share their opinion. So as you can see, for businesses and for companies and for marketers, search engines, the most important, then word of mouth, then your online website, then social media. And if you look all the rest, which includes traditional media like your in-store display, your TV ads, so on and so forth. I feel that this survey findings are very, very useful for marketers in Singapore. What about online brand research? What are the main channels? I will highlight the third one, social network. So it's still up there, right? After search engines and consumer reviews. Then come all the rest, your brand websites, mobile apps, Q&A sites, so on and so forth. Let's look at Facebook just as an example of one of the social media in terms of engagement, for example. Looking at the first one, average Facebook post engagements versus page fans. So it's kind of low number, not even 1%. Why is that? I'll talk about that in a while. Average Facebook post engagement versus page fans, also not even 1%. Average Facebook post engagements versus page fans, video posts, also low. All of them are low. So as you can see, there is something that's not really happening for social media. Which brings us to this. So as I mentioned before, the algorithm is that artificial intelligence, that computer program created by humans, right? But it's used to digest all the data that's out there and try to make sense. And then after that, apply certain decisions to affect companies' post ranking and companies' page ranking. So just like Google search algorithm, if you study Google search, right? Google does the same thing. So when anybody does a search query, Google will throw up the most suitable and appropriate URLs to answer that person's query. So same thing here. Social media algorithms also want to serve up the most appropriate and relevant content to users of social media. You can also do a search within social media, right? As you know, in every social media, you have a search bar at the top. But even if you don't use a search bar, the algorithm will study your browsing habits. So they know a lot about you. In fact, more about you than your parents, I believe. In terms of what you like to read, what you like to watch, which brands you like to follow, which artists you like to follow. Yeah, these are all the things. Okay, so the algorithm is essential, or rather is essentially the computer programming as I talked about. And there's this thing called machine learning. So the machine or the program learns from the past and builds upon it and becomes smarter over time. Very soon we will have a Terminator situation. Yeah, Skynet, if you guys watch that movie, that old movie. That's when all the computer programs become aware and become smarter than humans. Let's hope we don't get there. But humans have to use it because we cannot, or we can't do it instantaneously. The computer program can calculate all these permutations and possibilities so fast that they can give answers almost immediately. Okay, so it's trying its best to predict the kind of content that users will find beneficial and will engage with it. But as you know, the algorithms, the criteria, and all the conditions can change over time. And it's good for us to keep track. Otherwise, what we've been told before could just change in the wink of an eye. And then suddenly you find that no, your posts are not seen by anyone anymore. Something has happened. Which brings us to this state that we are in, okay? The declining organic reach. So once again, organic content is the content that you put out for free on your social media channels. So if you have set up your brand social media page and you post it for free, number one, of course, your followers are the main ones to see it, but not all your followers will see it now because of this declining reach. And then once in a while, you will get your posts overseen by people who are not your followers, but kind of like recommended to them by the algorithm. So back in 2014, okay, marketing agency Ogilvy, one of the biggest marketing PR agencies in the world, they published their Facebook Zero study, where they projected organic reach for social media like Facebook will dwindle and fall to single digit or even zero. So that's what they said back in 2014. That's what, 6 years ago? And right now, you saw those figures on Facebook, not even 1%. So it shows that it is very, very low. Okay, so those are the figures that have been declining. And we are here today. And why? Why the organic reach is declining? Now, I've done some research and compared with other people's research as well. And it looks like the factors that contribute include, number one, and this is common sense, right? Everyone is posting, and there's so much content out there. So imagine your news feed, let's say your personal news feed on Facebook, for example, getting flooded with so much content, not only from your friends and family, but from elsewhere, not even from ads, from brands trying to reach you with ads. So there's just too much content. Right? So there are some figures here, how many comments and statements posted on Facebook every minute. So just imagine, it's just overwhelming. So Facebook has to kind of like pick and choose what is good for you or what they think is good for you. So you won't get to see everything. So if you notice, if you haven't engaged with your friends' posts, you no longer see your friends' posts today. Did you know that? They're still posting, but because maybe you don't engage with them, Facebook thinks you don't find them interesting. In a way, your friends are disappearing from your life. So Facebook wants to provide the most relevant content to each user to increase the engagement rate and optimize user experience so that they will spend more time there. Makes sense, right? Facebook wants people to spend as long as they can on their platform. Likewise for all other social media. So in order to do that, they have to give you, the individual user, what you want. So as a brand, you need to understand your users, your target audience, your consumers, because Facebook will only show them what they want. So doesn't it make sense that you as the brand, the company, need to show your users what they want and not really what you want as a brand, right? I just hold that thought for a moment. That is one of the key things that I want to highlight throughout today's workshop. What about this? Organic content only from sources. Yeah, this is just follow on from the previous point. The ones that people engage with the most. And did you know that for Facebook, they prioritize content from family and friends over branded content? So if a brand posts something versus a family member, you will see the family member more, see their post more often than the brand's post. And then, of course, privacy is a big issue, and Facebook has been shut down, or a lot of people and a lot of organizations are complaining about Facebook's lack of transparency and not being able to protect people's privacy. Because of that, yeah, so they got no choice, right? They're reactive, but they also want to help users now to protect their privacy and their personal data. Yeah, this one. Huh? So if you cannot get to your audience via organic posts, what do? And Facebook is giving you the opportunity to advertise. Not only Facebook, all social media. They want you to channel money into advertising. I mean, it's a fact of life. That's business, right? Because Facebook, yes, they're giving a free platform for everyone to use, but they still need to make money. So the best way for them to make money is through advertising. Can't be helped. That's the way of the world. All right, so now let's talk about advertising, which is paid content versus organic content. Now, when you post something free on your company's social media page, right, you're giving free or some sort of additional value for your audience. Why? Because you want to stimulate interest. Maybe not directly, but indirectly. So that they'll be interested in your brand, your products, and your services. Advertisements, on the other hand, are paid content that you as an advertiser can use to promote your brand, product, or service directly. So when it comes to organic reach, it's just a measure of how far and wide your social media content is able to reach your target audience. So for example, in Facebook, the organic reach is the number of people you can reach for free by posting on your page. That's all. So the difference, organic, free, advertising, free. That's all. Now, just touch on this a little bit. Impact of privacy laws, as I mentioned. I'm sure you guys know of the Personal Data Protection Act, right? PDPA. Now, well, if you're not aware, there's this other thing called DNC, right? Do Not Call Registry here in Singapore, where you can submit your phone number so that you won't receive any spam or cold calls from marketing advertising agencies or salespeople. So that DNC is part of PDPA. In Singapore, it was implemented in 2014. Okay, so it's a set of rules that companies have to follow. It's all about how you collect data, how you use your customers' data, how you disclose, how you secure. So every company has a responsibility to protect customers' data. Every country has their own PDPA. EU, for example, has the GDPR. Similar to PDPA, but I feel it's just slightly more strict than PDPA. And because whether you're in Singapore or anywhere else in the world, if you service customers from Europe or the European Union, you have to follow the GDPR guidelines. Well, and I'm sure nowadays right? Company websites, when let's say you go to a website for the first time, you see a pop-up, right? And they have to declare they are using cookies, and cookies are those things that will track audience behavior and all that. So that's just one of the things that private companies have to follow when it comes to protecting data. But of course, the human mind is so innovative that they can come up with ways to steal people's data and use them for their own nefarious or illegal purposes. So this is not only damaging for your company, it's also damaging to the social media platform that your company is on. So Facebook is one of those that has been in the line of fire quite a lot over the past few years. So then, as a result, all these privacy protection laws came up to protect individuals, and individuals now have the choice to select their privacy settings. I'm sure you guys know that. As users of social media, if you don't want anybody to go and see what you post, you can select not only your family and friends, or so on and so forth. And then in extreme cases, people may just exit social media because they can't take this lack of privacy. Third-party cookies. What are these? So when you go browsing in any website, right, they would like to place a cookie on the browser, which follows you when you go outside of the internet, and they can start showing relevant ads to you in third-party websites. So this is called remarketing, right? No longer found in browsers like Safari, Firefox, Google Chrome, still hanging on. They have been delaying, phasing them out, but the last they claim is next year, 2023. Before that, they said this year. Now they delay 1 more year. So what does this mean? It means, potentially, returns on advertising, the revenue can drop, right? Because there's this limitation of not being able to remarket to consumers. But we don't know yet. Google has been beta testing some other alternative strategies, alternatives to third-party cookies. So you can see that, advertising, I still would think still be around in some sense. But it's good to know about these third parties. So, how do you improve your organic reach with all these things going on? Huh? Just check out this little clip of a little boy playing drums. If you have any kind of content that you want to put out there about your brand, your product, or service, think in terms of the following, okay? You may want to remember this. I plus P, okay? So when you are creating content, you should aim for providing valuable information. So if you have a video like this, perhaps you want to share with your audience that, hey, child can also play drums, not only adults. For some people, it's something new, right? It's information. Or you can turn this video into an instructional video. Make it educational. How to play drums, step by step. Watch my video, okay? Another thing that you have to do, and no choice, because people's attention span is so short, right? They will just flip past your post if they don't find it interesting at all. You have to entertain them. You have to make your post entertaining. So in this case, watch me play drums. You get something like a child, a cute boy playing drums. People will want to watch. You show pets, you show animals, you show babies, little kids. Guaranteed, eyeballs will be tuned on these kinds of content. Number 4, inspiring. This is the most difficult, but if you can attain this, that'd be great. You can inspire your audience to do something, to take action, to make a difference, to change not only their lives, but society, right? So if you can do that, you're inspiring them. So IEEI. Now, when it comes to paid content, that's where you are spending money, right? So make your dollar worth it. You're spending, get your returns back. So you want to be persuasive. You need to get people to do something. Either click on your link, right? Download your free ebook, subscribe to your newsletter, buy your product. So in this case, you can show a video and then at the end, you can say, hey, sign up for our drum course today. And maybe you want to give an incentive, 10% for early bird. So if you want to take anything away from today's little workshop, remember IEEI plus P. Aim for this. And then you can go and check out other people's content and try and understand what is it about those kinds of content that are so engaging and that people can't help but watch and read and click and buy. Okay. So let's let me give you some points on how you can tackle. So as I mentioned, make sure your posts are engaging. So inform, educate, entertain, inspire, persuade. But you can also add a professional touch to your content. Nowadays, there are lots of free tools out there. And this one I recommend to you. It's called Canva. All right. So if you go to this website, and I'll show you in a while, you can get to design by using templates that are free. Then, of course, there's a premium version where you pay to get more features and all that. But the free version is good. So why not I show you now? If you haven't heard of Canva, this is what you should maybe check out later. Okay, so this is the website, canva.com. You can sign up for free, and I advise you to, because when you sign up, you have an account, all the artwork that you create will be saved in there. So you can always come back. See, you can produce digital content plus traditional media content. So not only social media posts, videos, you can also create things like your name cards. You can create a poster, a brochure, with minimal knowledge and skills, right? If you're not so good with Photoshop, Illustrator, or any video software, come here. Check it out. I really recommend this. And they are adding more and more features for free as time goes by. So for example, you look at this video. If you click on this, you'll come to this template page. Okay, I haven't signed in, that's why they asked me to continue. But you see, you can choose from a template, or you can just choose a topic you want. Okay, if you're looking for videos, let's say I want a seaside. Oh, don't have. Maybe jungle. Now, these are like templates where you can use straight away. But please take note that when you see the pro, and you see the little thing I'm pointing here, that means it's not free. Like that's not the free version. Like this one, World Rainforest Day. Okay, it's a 13-second clip. Now you can change everything. You can change the words, to suit your purpose. Anything you want to say, you can say here. You can change the font, you can change the color, you can animate your words, and then you can change the timing, you can crop. Okay. If you want to learn more about this, I teach a content creation strategy course here at Imasity. I cover this so you can know the ABCs of how to make use of Canva. Let's go back to the home page. You can click on social media. You can create an Instagram post, Instagram story, WhatsApp status, Facebook cover. So many things for free. Yeah? Okay, enough of recommendation. You guys know, check it out on your own. It's going to be very useful for you. All right, so what else can we do to tackle declining organic reach? Keywords. So keywords are the words people use to search for whatever they want in a search engine, in Google search, for example, or on social media, the search bar. You have to understand your consumers. So let's say you're Nike, common sense will tell you the main keywords will be sports shoes, right? Yeah, so those two words make up one keyword. A keyword can be one word, 2 words, 10 words long, doesn't matter. It's good to know what keywords your audience are using. Once you know, use those keywords in your content. That means when you post something, when you write something, use those keywords there. Or in your website, same thing. Yeah, because those things will pop up or help your search engine to showcase your post, your social media page. Encourage your fans to like and share your posts. I'm sure you've watched YouTube videos where at the end, the host of the show will always say, hit the like and subscribe button, smash the whatever, blah, 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 so that you can always be notified of the next post from our channel. So you should always encourage your fans to like and share. Tell fans to follow your page so as not to miss any future content. Now, for some social media, you can go to their settings. Individuals can go to their settings and say follow page. That would ensure their content appears, or your content appears on your page. Now, if you're still confused about algorithms and all that, or maybe you're just starting out, there's not much traffic and likes on your page, you can bypass the algorithm using stories. A lot of the social media has this feature, Instagram stories, Facebook stories, where you post something that goes to the top of people's news feeds if they follow you, but it only stays there for 24 hours. But it's guaranteed to be up there. So why not make use of stories? Because you are in a way bypassing the algorithm. Very good for brands who are lesser known. Well, if you really cannot, do much with your organic reach, then start treating your social media like a paid ad platform. Okay. So now I'm moving away from organic content. Sometimes you have to employ advertising. In fact, I would always recommend them to go hand in hand, organic and advertising, because both have different functions and they will help to build up your followers. So quickly, let's go through paid promotion and advertising. So for those of you who have studied or learned about this, you would be familiar. But if you have not, these are the main ways where you, in a way, spend money. The first one, paid search. It's called search engine marketing, SEM. You can study this as well. It's all to do with Google Ads. And then if you are just using text ads, these are just words that you focus on and buy through an auction. Inside Google Ads, you can also do display ads, which are more visuals. Even words can be put on a nice, typography kind of format, where the words have different fonts and colors. And then display ads will appear on third-party sites. And then you have video ads, also within the Google Ads platform, in YouTube, and relevant third-party sites. Other ways would include influencer marketing. That's where you leverage on people who have a big number of followers. These are influencers. So you may want to sponsor products for them to review, or give them some privilege. They'll be happy to help you, or you pay them money if it comes down to that. And besides Google, you can also advertise on social media. So every social media you can go and advertise, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. Okay, I know some of you have been asking some questions. Let me finish, and probably in about 10 minutes or so, we can look at your question. So here are 5 tactics to grow your followers, besides some of those that I mentioned earlier. So we are talking about social media followers, huh? Get your audience to select your page as favorites. Yeah, so this is something that not many people are aware of somehow, but it's there. It's always there. Yes, you can ask whenever you post something, below your post, you can say, please like and follow us at this, then you give them the name of your social media page for people who are new to your social media page, or you can also direct traffic to your website if you want. But you can also ask them to select your page as favorite. So you have to go to settings, go to favorites, and select your page as favorite. So they will, or rather, there's a higher chance they will see your posts. Not well known enough, but I feel brands should take advantage of this. Now, there's this thing called analytics, right? And you can go into the analytics of your social media. Sometimes they call it insights. Yeah, you go and check out the individual posts, look at the engagement. Yes, you need to know which posts are working, which are not. Those with like 100 over likes and comments versus one that has 1 or 2 likes and comments tells you something. So double down, that means repeat those that are working, follow that kind of format, and then those that are not working, you have to either drop them or improve. That's the only way to make things work for your followers, or to grow your followers. Now, this thing called viral content, I think you guys know what it is, right? So once in a while, something will capture the imagination of the public and it just spread like wildfire. So if you are aware of what's going on in the world and what's going on social media and the internet, something sparks interest and just goes crazy to everywhere, take note. If you can re-angle that content, share it on your company's social media, say something about it, especially if it is relevant to your audience, then why not leverage on that kind of viral content? Because most viral content, it just happens by accident. It's not really planned. But if you really want to study, it's all got to do with subject matter that is trending, like current, but it has also got to be controversial. Yeah. Okay, so for example, at the last Academy Awards, a certain actor punched another actor, right? Or the host. You guys know what that is, right? It turned into a meme, right? A meme is where people use it to make comments about other things. And then it just went viral. Yeah, so did anyone plan that? No. But I see brands leveraging on those things. Now, there's a fine line there's a fine line using it in a tasteful way and using it in a not tasteful way or offensive way. So be careful when you're leveraging on these sort of things. It's similar to telling a joke, lah. Yeah, can you guys tell a joke? Not everyone can, not only you have to be witty, but if you want to be offensive, you have to still make people laugh, lah. If it's so offensive, nobody's gonna. In fact, you may get negative response. So be careful when you're leveraging on such viral content. Anyway, number 4, comment as your page. So if you are in charge of your social media, you can comment as your page. You will see your icon there. You can also comment as your personal self, right? Because first of all, before you set up your company social media page, let's say Facebook, you need to have your individual Facebook profile. Then you can set up. So you have a choice of liking, sharing, commenting as yourself, as an individual, or your company. So if you show that you mention, or rather if you mention as your company, then people look at you as, after a while, if you make sense in what you say, you can be looked upon as a thought leader, someone who is considered an expert in your field. Number 5, we all know video works, but why? Because it's just the way algorithms work. And not only video, but live video. They love videos and more so they are live. So make an attempt to create more videos, produce more content that's videos and live. Well, if all this don't work, there are some more that maybe you can consider. You can start using messaging and non-social media channel. And then you have to do the hard work. Grow followers the hard earned way, right? Sometimes because of all these changes, the privacy rules, the declining organic reach, sometimes you really have to capture your audience. The time and trust tested way, but you have to put in the work, okay? So if you can collect people's contact numbers, email addresses, and they give it to you willingly, they are your pot of gold, it's your valuable customer database and it stays with you, right? And then you have to maintain that relationship. So you invest in this. So anytime you have a chance to ask people to subscribe to your newsletter or whatever, do so in your social media, on your website, even your physical outlets, if you have a physical store. Another method you can use is go the messaging route. WhatsApp, Messenger, Telegram. Now you can market to your consumers individually, or you can create chat groups and all that and use that instead of social media, where it's just organic or paid, and then declining reach. In a chat group, people already gave you permission that they want to be part of the group. Use that, and you can be assured of higher response. Then what about SMS and email? Well, these are not social media, right? As I mentioned, but actually they offer the highest ROI. So don't be influenced by everyone. Okay, let's use TikTok. Everyone loves TikTok now. It's the in thing. Don't forget your SMS and email. But these are leveraging on your customer database. And these are the people who already say they want to follow your brand. They willingly give you your contact number, email. So why not spend a lot of time building a relationship there? Repeat customers is what you want also, right? Not just new customers. Yes. And then, as I said, not one channel you should rely on. You should rely on all channels, whether it's organic, paid, non-social media, your website, put it all together. Omni-channel marketing, cross-channel marketing, integrated marketing. You hear all these terms being used. Yeah, don't just rely on them. All right, so we are nearing the end of the talk. Okay, I see lots of questions coming up. I will look into them in a while. Here is how you can keep track of algorithm changes, because you won't have time, right? So let the experts do it, and you keep in touch with the experts. Here's one website that you can check out, Social Media Today. Okay. Don't worry, I will paste this in the chat in just a while. So in this website, they cover all social media and they will create the right stories. If you look at the dates here, this is I think the latest one, May 25th, which is this year. Something about LinkedIn provides insight into how its feed algorithm works in new videos. Then there's another one on Instagram, updating its ranking algorithm to focus on original content. What does that tell you? You have to create more original content rather than just sharing other people's content. TikTok looks to limit harmful impacts of algorithm amplification with new tests. You know what that means? I also don't know, so I would love to read more and find out. Twitter, and then after that, Pinterest, and then Facebook. So this website is very useful because it covers so many different kinds of social media and all the algorithm updates. So let the experts research and share with you. So why not just bookmark this page? Or better yet, if you can subscribe to the page, it will just send you emails, right? Which brings me to this other one. Social Media Examiner. I find this website very useful. Why not you subscribe? The link is here. Subscribe to their newsletter. Then you don't have to go to their website. They will just send you via email. Tips, algorithm changes, anything to do with social media. So sign up for their newsletter to receive the most up-to-date information on social media, which you can use, right? So let me just stop for a while. I'm going to copy these two links for you, and I'm going to paste them in the chat. Just give me a second. Okay, so the first one is the website for the algorithm updates. Let me see. I'm going to post in the chat here. Okay, that's the first one. And the second one is Social Media Examiner, which is good for subscribing to. There we go. All right. So those are two useful sites that you can check out. Okay, we're almost done. Before I look at your questions. Conclusion. All right. So after listening to me talk and ramble on about social media and algorithms and all that, organic reach, ultimately, how do you maintain or improve your social media organic reach? Sometimes, you just have to put away, if you're confused about algorithms and changes and all that. If you focus on one thing, because maybe you don't have time to focus on everything, then please focus on this, okay? What are algorithms trying to do? They are trying to serve up or show posts that are of interest to users, give them the best answers to their solution, to their problems, and not only that, show pages that will offer them a good user experience. I'm sure you guys heard of UX, right? UX is a new field of study. Not so new, but it's quite hot nowadays, together with data analytics. These two things, or rather, let's focus on user experience. The algorithm would have collected some information, and they know people love this kind of social media page from this brand because they stay there the longest, they engage, they like, they comment, they post. The algorithms know. And then when a user is searching this sort of brand or product, it will be shown to them. So what does that mean? You should, whether it's your page, your post, you must always put and think of your consumer first. Be consumer-centric. Because, as I said, the artificial intelligence is getting smarter, and the number one priority is always the user. Give the user, give the consumer, give your customer what they want. Customer is king. Another phrase that you guys know. So it's not about your company per se, right? Yes, your company can produce goods and services. And then if you become too wrapped up in that, you will think, oh, no, we are the best, we are number one. Our product is number one, can give you all these features, can make your life easier. Yes, then start going in that direction. Make your life easier. How? So for me, that's the marketing of your products and services. But when it comes to your page, social media posts, you're sharing them information, you're educating them. Remember the IEEI, you're entertaining them, you are inspiring them, and to your benefit, you're persuading them. But all this is consumer-centric. And just a word on persuasion. You want to be win-win with your consumer, not you win and they lose. They spend their money, they don't get a good product. Yeah, short term you got the money, but long term they don't. They complain about your brand, your product. So make it win-win all the time, which, as I said, it boils down to your consumer. Okay, so if anything, you need to remember how to tackle declining organic reach. Think of your consumer first in everything you do. Okay, with that, I end today's little workshop. I want to look at your questions, but while I'm answering your questions, you may want to check out our website, imarcity.com. You can also email us at social@imarcity.com. if you want to know more about our courses. Okay, so don't forget, today it's brought to you by Immacity as well as Safra Digital Media Club. And just to leave this on screen for a while, okay? These are the courses that are being taught at our center. We have one on e-commerce integrated digital marketing. We have one on digital advertising, social media management, content creation strategy, and even Google Analytics for business. Okay, all of these are, you can use some of your skills future or NTUC UTEP for some supplements. All right, I'm going to leave this up here on the screen. Now I'm going to look at your questions. All right, so please give me some time. Huh? Wow, all right. Levi, you've asked about ways to bypass algorithm for TikTok. I wish I have an answer for you. Okay, TikTok, as you know, it's the new kid on the block. It's growing very fast. So you're asking about the algorithm. As I said, all social media will have some sort of algorithm. The best way, as I said, is to think of your audience first, give them what they want. But TikTok there's a bit more of a it's more a platform for people to share what they are capable of. Everyone wants to have their 5 seconds, 15 seconds of fame on TikTok. So how you as a brand can leverage on that? These are if they are loyal followers, or you need to find who is loyal to you in TikTok, why not get them to produce content for your brand? Conduct a contest, right? Say, for example, you got a new product launch, or you can get them to maybe do a little dance with your product. I don't know. Everybody submit their videos on TikTok. Then your company will choose the winners, and then the top 10, 20 will get a prize. You got free content from your TikTok followers. Then they'll be happy. I mean, the small few who win their prizes, but just imagine the amount of content. This is called user-generated content, UGC. Whether it's TikTok, Facebook, or whatever, you can bet, that if your brand is well-known, most of the content is not created by your company, it's created by your loyal followers. So you must encourage that. You must identify them so that you know how to create relationships with them, especially those who become very influential, like the influencers, right? That's where you leverage and get them to help you out. Make it win-win. That's how things work in business. So I hope that answers the question, Levi. Okay, so I want to ask, is it effective to run contests monthly or weekly? And what prizes would be good to drive engagement? Some are giving away cars and TV. Now, I can only answer, in fact, I can't answer on your company's behalf. What can your company afford to give away? That's the main thing. But maybe it's not the dollar value, it's the perceived value. If something is rare, but it is not expensive to produce, that can be your giveaway. Whether you do it monthly or weekly, I think people would love to see more frequent contests, right? I would think so. I would want to take part. So you will only know, all right? Try monthly first, and then if you see the demand is there, then increase the frequency until you come to a point where, all of a sudden the number of people taking part drop. Then you stop. Then you know that's your ideal number of ideal frequency. I hope that answers your question. Okay, someone asked, my boss say no money for branding and awareness, just want sales, but nobody knows the plan. Very common, okay? I work in companies where the boss is always looking at the bottom line, right? Tactical, advertise, get people to buy. But yes, the problem is if there's no awareness, how? So you are worried that, if you can't achieve social sales target, you may lose your job. Okay, this is a real issue with marketers nowadays. I wish I can give you a one-size-fit-all solution, but you have to, if your brand is new, you have to do your own organic content. Okay. No money for branding and awareness. Branding and awareness, organic content is, you don't have to spend money. You just spend time. Invest time to create those content. If you want sales, then frankly, advertising is the way to go. So if your boss say got no money for branding and awareness, then right, marketers, how they calculate advertising budget, 10 to 20% of overall budget. Use that and go and find some research and show your boss. This is the way it works out there. If no one knows, because my company is new, right, it will take time to build awareness. Maybe advertising is what you are looking for, but have to spend some money. No choice. Yeah, I hope that helps with your question. Okay, another person says, got people comment at night and expect instant reply. How to manage? Now, right, some companies outsource their so-called customer service. If you've got budget, you may want to consider. Yeah, that's one. Another way is you have some sort of a message, auto reply saying that, no, thank you for your query, thank you for your question, whatever. We'll get back to you as soon as we can, or you can just say, no, normal office working hours are from when to when. Then, it will be realistic, so you don't have to answer all the time. Next, many funny accounts like porn stars like our page as followers. Should we block? These could be spam bots. Doesn't mean they're real porn stars. I don't know what industry you're in, what product is that. Should we block or continue to grow the base? That is your question. Are they buying your products? As I said, they could be just spam, spam bots. Sometimes people got nothing else to do, they do this. Sometimes it is your competitors trying to pull a fast one. Be careful. Subscribers send messages in other language. Should we continue to reply as we don't know the language? I cannot answer this. This one is up to you. Do you want to entertain customers from elsewhere? It's up to you, if you find that, why not consider, this as a new market? Then you have to invest in someone who can speak the language, right? Another question from another anonymous person. Various searchers suggest varying best time to post, which is when exactly is the best day or time? Do they differ from platform to platform? Is it based on your customers' engagement time, which the platform suggests? Now, if you go to some blog sites on marketing, they will tell you these are recommended for Facebook. Which are the best days? Which are the best times? What's the frequency to post? But you can take these as stepping stones, but they are not gospel, because every industry is different. If you are first starting out, then you try. If it's not working, then you look at your analytics. If you first launch your Facebook page, you won't find analytics there. It'll take time for the data to build up, right? So maybe in a month or more, then you start seeing some patterns. And then every social media will tell you these are the times, the best times when most people are looking at your posts or reacting and so on. After that, then you get a hang of it. It will take time. I mentioned it's necessary to use right keyword in the post. Hashtag sufficient. Okay. Hashtags are actually keywords. Hashtags are keywords. So studies have shown that the best performing posts don't even use hashtags. Surprising? But I can bet you they use those hashtag keywords in the copy, in the writing. It doesn't need to appear as a separate hashtag. The keywords are already in the copy. So as long as you do that and use keywords, whether as part of your sentence or as a hashtag, you will, hashtags and keywords are for people to find you. They are searching for such terms. Use them. Don't just jam so many and make your sentence nonsensical. Use them organically, in context. And don't be careful and put 100 hashtags under your post. Just choose the most relevant ones. And then, as I said, you can put the hashtag as a keyword, or you can hashtag that hashtag as a part of your sentence. Okay. Josie is asking to show the slides on the 5 tactics to grow social media. Okay, I'll just go backwards. Then if you want to take a photo, I believe this will be on the video, so you can always come back and watch. But I will do that for you. Okay, so that's for you, Josie. Okay, next question. How to find who are my competitors on Facebook social media and compare with how they're performing against us? Who are your competitors on Facebook social media? How are they performing against us? Okay, outside of Facebook, LinkedIn, for example, you can actually follow, but you need to know who are your competitors. Actually, this kind of question, you must do your research. You cannot rely on social media to give you the answers. You must go and do customer surveys. You have to. Who are your consumers buying from, if not from you? That one you must know. You have to go and do consumer research. You must go and engage a research or agency to do that for you. And once you roughly know who they are, then you go and check out their social media, their website. Then you can use third-party tools, but I'm talking about websites. Now, websites, you can use third-party tools. Like Uber suggests to check out the number of the traffic for their different pages and posts. For social media, that's why you need to know who your competitors are. You cannot rely on social media. You have to do your own research. Then you go to your competitor's social media page. If, for example, you want to track what advertisements they're putting out, you go and look for page transparency. There's this section in every company's social media page that will show the running ads, current running ads. So you can see what ads they're putting out at the moment. Once they stop doing the ads, you won't see it again. So you need to go and monitor. Hope this helps. Does this course come with a certification? Oh, you mean those courses? Yeah, those courses, yes. You may want to find out more by maybe emailing us for more details. Levi again, how to gain followers? Just adding followers doesn't work. So remember what I said. The most important thing is you need to research who your consumers are. Then try and understand what they want. Then you give them what they want. Right? So when it comes to posts, what do they find informative? What do they find educational? Give them what you want, what they want. Okay, so that's the best way. Okay, where are we? Okay, what else haven't I answered? Someone asked, someone says, my ad was removed by Facebook, still appears under page transparency. Does it reflect badly on the page or the brand? Number one, do you know why it was removed? Sometimes they won't tell you, you have to go and find out. Because you have to make sure you know the terms and the guidelines. But it still appears. If it's not running, but it still appears, if it's not offensive, then I don't know why it was removed by Facebook. But if you know for sure that it is, if you agree with them that it's offensive or something wrong, then you may want to ask Facebook to help you to get it out from your page transparency. I've never come across this, sorry. But I hope that helps. All right, so okay, so if you guys saw the chat, right? You want to access the videos and slides, you have to register at imarcity.com/Safra workshops. You can do that. What else is there? I think I've covered everything. Any more? Levi asking, what is the problem when you gain some followers but still? Okay, I answered that. Sorry. All right, it's close to 9:30, and as I said, today's workshop is 1.5 hours. before we go, and I want to thank you all for spending the time to listen to me talk about social media, one of my passions. Hope that it does give you some insight on how to go about, go about to improve your organic reach, and then the options that I stated that perhaps you can also consider. So if there isn't anything else, I think I answered all your questions. If I miss out, I apologize, but you can still ask me now before we end. Yes. Okay, Pauline, you're most welcome. All right. And on behalf of Iman, Sati, and Safra,